Welcome to Let's Talk About Scams. I'm your host, Joyce Petrowski, founder of R.O.S.E Resources Outreach to Safeguard the Elderly. You can find more resources on our website at roseadvocacy.org. You can also click on the links at the top of the homepage for our social media channels and follow us there. There's a link for our golf tournament next April, and there's also a link for this podcast. You can click there and then subscribe because you're not going to want to miss an episode. And if you scroll down a little bit on the homepage, there'll be two links where you can sign up for our emailed newsletter, and the other you can sign up for our mailed newsletter. You can sign up for one, or you can sign up for both. So you're going to want to talk to your loved ones about what you learned here today. And don't forget, you're going to want to click that subscribe button. So today, I want to talk to you about holiday scams and how you can protect yourself. So there's a lot of online shopping that everybody does during the holidays. And you want to be very, very careful with your online shopping. You want to make sure that you are only buying from reputable websites. So if you are getting on a website, or if you're clicking through from some other place to the website, you want to make sure first, before you click through, that that is the actual website that you want to go on, and it's not a scammer's website. So scammers will change the letters to a number, vice versa. They'll change an uppercase to a lowercase, or a lowercase to an uppercase letter. And it makes it really difficult when you're reading the website with your naked eye to realize that it's a scammer's website with that slight little tweak, because your naked eye is reading what your mind thinks that it wants to read. So what we suggest is that you write down every character to the right of the @ sign. And that's the domain name. And if you write down every character, then you're going to know what that character is, and you're going to be able to tell if you are going to be going through to the verified website. And you also want to make sure when you're paying online that it's a secure payment website, because you don't want your credit card information to get out there in the wrong hands. So make sure whatever website you're on, that they have a secure payment portal that you can make the payment. We've talked before about charity scams, and they seem to increase over the holiday times. So if you remember from a previous episode, you can verify a charity one of two different ways. You can go on the irs.gov website, or you could go on charitynavigator.org. But you're going to want to make sure that you use the tax identification number for the charity and not the name. And the reason is because, like for R.O.S.E, if you type in capital R, period, capital O, period, and so on, it's going to come up that there's no such charity, when in fact we are a 501c3 public charity and donations are tax deductible. The reason is the IRS doesn't like all those periods and the slash marks, and so they just did R.O.S.E, Resources Outreach to Safeguard the Elderly. And so there could be a lot of other charities that those little tweaks in the names happened. So you want to make sure that you use the tax identification number. So for instance, ours is 87-247-8349. And then it will come up showing that we are a valid 501c3 charity and donations are tax deductible. If you don't have the tax ID number for the charity, just ask the charity for it. And you're going to want to be very careful, because scammers will try to impersonate larger, more well-known charities, or they might just call you and have a fake charity and want to get your credit card information. And you might not be the wiser. You think you've donated money to a good cause when in fact it is a scammer, and now they have your credit card information. So before you make any donations, you're going to want to verify the charity. And then if you decide that you want to make a donation, if you're going to do it on the website, make sure you're on that nonprofit's verified website. If you're going to call and make a donation, make sure you have that nonprofit's verified phone number. Or if you're going to mail the donation, make sure you have that nonprofit's verified mailing address to make sure that you know that your hard-earned money is going to the right place. We've talked a lot about gift cards as well. And especially at the holiday time, I think there's an increase in purchasing gift cards because we like to give them out as gifts, right? When you don't know what to get somebody, sometimes you just go and you get a gift card. And so you want to make sure when you're buying those gift cards that you buy them from reputable sites if you're buying them online. You can also go into a reputable retailer and you can buy the gift card there. But there's one thing you're going to want to watch out for on the gift cards if you're buying them in person is look at the back of the gift card. And if that barcode is showing, just be careful because scammers can come in and scan that barcode, and then they have a list of these gift cards on their computer. And then once that gift card is activated and money is put on it, they get notified and then they use that money. And then you're not going to know about it until you go to use it or whoever you gave it to goes to use the card and there's no money on that card. So just be careful with that. And if you can, buy a gift card that has that barcode covered. I know when I've purchased gift cards before, there's a little perforated tab that you have to pull to the side to show the barcode when you go to check out. Those are safer. And scammers are going to be sending out a lot of phishing emails and text messages trying to get more information on you, trying to get you to click on links, trying to get you to engage with them. And you just need to be aware of that. If it's unexpected and you have no idea who that account is or who the company is, just delete it. But if you get that unexpected contact and you do have an account with that company, then don't just click through links or call phone numbers in the text message or the emails. You are going to want to go directly to the verified website and you can log into your account and check things out there. But they're also on that verified website, it's going to be a verified customer service phone number that you could call and check out what's going on with your account. So just make sure that you don't click through any links in those unexpected emails or text messages. And you want to be very aware of how your personal identifiable information is out there. You don't want to share this information. A lot of people share a lot of information on social media, online, talking to people, emailing with people, texting with people, and there's a lot of information out there. So you want to be very careful that you keep your personal identifiable information confidential. And have a plan with your online accounts with passwords that you change them on a regular basis and that you use a strong password, which is made up of both uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and different symbols. And you're going to want to change those, probably every 3 to 6 months. It's unfortunate, but it's where we are in today's technological world that you do need to change your passwords on a regular basis. And especially if you've been notified that there's been a breach at that company, then you're going to want to go in right away and change that password. Another thing you could do is turn the multi-factor authentication or the two-factor authentication on. You can find that in the account when you log in and go to the settings. You might have to scroll down, but find it and turn it on. And you probably have a couple different options. You can get a text message with the code, or you can use an authenticator app. I will tell you the authenticator apps are more secure. The reason being is those codes only last for like 30 seconds and then they're no good anymore. Text messages, scammers have realized that people are doing this. And so let's say, for instance, that a scammer gets a hold of your bank account information, your login. And so they log in and they find out that there's multi-factor authentication enabled. And so now they're going to call you pretending to be that bank and that there's an issue with your account and they need to send you a code to verify that it's you that they're talking to. And when you get it in the text message, you read it back to them. And if you do that, then the scammer has that code, they put it in, and now they have access to your account and they're going to change the passwords there, and it's just going to be a very dangerous thing. So you need to understand that your multi-factor authentication or two-factor authentication code is personal confidential information. Another area that you can help protect yourself with your personal information is a credit freeze. A credit freeze, once you put it in place, only affects the future credit. So it doesn't affect the credit you already have. So if you have, let's say, a mortgage or a line of credit on your house, or if you have credit cards or your debit card, things like that, the credit freeze does not affect that credit that you already have in place. But what it does is it helps prevent people from taking over your identity and getting credit cards issued in your name, but it gets sent to them. So now they're spending the money on the credit card and you're having to foot the bill for it. And it also can happen, if they go to buy a car and they want to do financing. And if the financing company goes to run your credit report and there's no credit freeze and you have good credit, well, then that person could end up taking a loan out in your name. They get the car, but then you have to foot the bill. So seriously consider putting a credit freeze on your credit. You will need to provide your social security number. So you want to make sure that you are on the verified website for all 3 credit reporting agencies. You're going to have to do it at all 3. They do not talk to each other. So you're going to have to do it at Experian. You're going to have to do it at Equifax. And you're going to have to freeze your credit at TransUnion as well. You can do it over the phone or you could do it on the website. But before you do it, make sure either way that you have the verified phone number and you have the verified website. And then if down the road you decide you want to get another credit card or you need to do a loan for something, you will have to unfreeze your credit, which you do the same way that you froze it, and then do what you need to do. And then you can go back and refreeze it. It's a very good protection tool for having somebody take over your identity and taking out credit in your name. Now, your instincts. Your instincts are a good thing. You are going to want to trust your instincts. If something just doesn't feel right in your gut, trust those instincts. So scammers usually create high pressure situations like you have to pay now. We need this money or you're going to get arrested. You owe taxes. Your social security account's going to be blocked. A whole bunch of different things. Your grandchild's in trouble. And so the high pressure that they need the money now. And that's where you have to trust your instincts and don't be so quick to hand over the money. You're going to want to talk to somebody who is your trusted person so you can make sense of the situation. And if, unfortunately, you or someone you know does fall victim to a scam, we really want you to consider reporting it. Or even if you've gotten information and maybe you haven't fallen victim, but you've got a lot of information on the scammer, please call the local law enforcement and give them that information, because even though you have a slim chance of getting your money back, that information could be the last piece to the puzzle that law enforcement needs in order to go after the scammers. So please consider reporting. So in closing, we want everybody to be safe this holiday season and enjoy their holiday season. So please be aware that scammers are out there. And scams can happen to anyone, and they're always trying to get your personal identifiable information and your money. And you want to keep that money in your pockets and not the scammers' pockets. So some of the tips. The first thing is always stay aware and educated about what is going on out there. That's your first step to protect yourself, is knowledge. Knowledge is power. And we have a variety of different ways you can do that. You can visit our website at roseadvocacy.org, and we have a ton of resources on there. There's also social media. We have our links at the top of the homepage. We're very active on social media. You can follow us there. If you scroll down on the homepage, there'll be a link to sign up for our emailed newsletter and also a link to sign up for our mailed newsletter. You can sign up for one or both. And then there's also a link on the homepage for this podcast, where you can click through and you can get right to the podcast and you can listen to all of the episodes. Because what did we just say? Knowledge is power. You're going to want to keep aware and educated about what is going on out there. So if you have any topic, I shouldn't say any topic, if you have anything related to frauds and scams or tips and tools or how to better protect yourself, things like that you'd like us to talk more about, email us at info@roseadvocacy.org, or you can call us at 602-445-7673 and let us know. And we will look into it, and hopefully it will be on one of the next episodes of Let's Talk About Scams. So remember, you're going to want to share this information with your loved ones to help not only protect you, but to help protect them as well. Thank you for joining me today. And don't forget, click that subscribe button to the Let's Talk About Scams podcast.